Welcome to AI TV News. Today, we're examining the complex and evolving situation at George Floyd Square in Minneapolis. 5 years after George Floyd's murder, the intersection that became a global symbol of racial injustice and a powerful community memorial faces an uncertain future. The key question remains: what happens next? And the community is deeply divided. George Floyd Square is located at the intersection of 38th Street East and Chicago Avenue, the site where George Floyd was murdered by a Minneapolis police officer on May 25, 2020. In the immediate aftermath, community members transformed the intersection into a protest site and memorial, initially barricading the area from vehicular traffic. It has since served as a space for mourning, reflection, protest, and gathering, a place of profound significance born from immense tragedy. The central challenge now, 5 years on, is how to appropriately honor this sacred space while also addressing the practical needs of the surrounding neighborhood and its businesses. Should the intersection remain closed to traffic permanently, or be significantly altered to prioritize pedestrian access? What form should a lasting memorial take? And, critically, what role should the city of Minneapolis play in these decisions? There are no easy answers, with various community groups, residents, and business owners holding different, often conflicting perspectives. One significant perspective strongly advocates for preserving the square largely as an autonomous, community-controlled space with limited or no vehicle access. Supporters of this view emphasize its importance as an ongoing site of racial reckoning, a continuing symbol in the global fight for justice, and a vital place for healing and remembrance. They call for any developments to be community-led, ensuring they honor George Floyd's memory and directly reflect the wishes of those most impacted by his murder and the subsequent uprising. There are persistent fears that reopening the intersection fully or city-led redevelopment could diminish the site's profound power or accelerate gentrification in the area. Conversely, some local residents and business owners have consistently voiced concerns about the long-term impacts of a continued full closure on accessibility, public safety response times, and the local economy. They argue for reopening streets to traffic to help restore a sense of normalcy and better support businesses, while still incorporating a permanent, respectful memorial to George Floyd. For this group, while acknowledging the immense significance of the square's current form, they question its long-term sustainability as a barricaded zone and seek a balance between solemn remembrance and the everyday functional needs of a residential and commercial neighborhood. The city of Minneapolis has been engaged in ongoing and often fraught discussions regarding the intersection's future. This is an incredibly complex and sensitive undertaking. Past proposals from the city have explored various options, including phased reopening of streets alongside the development of a permanent memorial and cultural space, frequently emphasizing public engagement processes. However, the inclusivity, transparency, and effectiveness of these city-led efforts have, at times, been met with skepticism and criticism from some community members. As we mark the 5th anniversary of George Floyd's death in May 2025, the community continues to seek clarity from city officials on definitive timelines, secured funding for any agreed-upon projects, and specific co-created designs. The current physical status of the square, including the state of barricades, the preservation of organic artwork, and overall accessibility, alongside the progress of ongoing negotiations between community groups and the city, remain critical and closely watched aspects of this evolving situation. The debate over the future of George Floyd Square is more than just a local Minneapolis issue.
It resonates with broader national and international conversations about how societies memorialize traumatic events and honor pivotal figures in the ongoing struggle for civil rights. It touches upon fundamental questions of racial justice, police reform, community autonomy versus municipal authority, and the very nature of urban development in the wake of profound social upheaval. The decisions ultimately made here in Minneapolis could influence how other communities approach the preservation and interpretation of sites of protest, tragedy, and historical significance.
Ultimately, the enduring challenge is to find a path forward that genuinely respects the sanctity of George Floyd Square and the deep, multifaceted emotions it holds for so many, while also serving the diverse needs of the people who live and work in the surrounding area. How a community successfully navigates the complexities of balancing remembrance and healing with practical neighborhood needs, and, crucially, whose voices are prioritized in that delicate process, remain the central, unanswered questions in this ongoing story.